Hello, guys. Welcome to an exciting episode of the Touchline podcast. Thank you very much for joining. Please do all to subscribe, turn the notification bell, comment, like, and on Facebook, click on the follow button, comment, like, and share as well. I am Joel, and I'm here with
Defla.
Defla, Defla, Defla.
Chale.
Defla, Alpha, what's up? What do you go on?
Chale, we day. Season
Nice,
ended,
nice.
so a
Oh,
lot of
Charlie.
things to discuss.
It's been quite a long time since Charlie.
Yeah,
We brought something to our viewers and would like to make a sincere apology to them because
yeah,
we've had some technical challenges with our instruments and other things that came on our way, and we had to take a little break. But we are back. We are back.
yeah.
We are
We are
back
happy to be back.
after a long absence.
Yeah,
After
happy to be
a
back.
long absence, now we are back to bring them the best of of news, the best of info, the best of analysis. We can talk about so many things. The season has been over for how many weeks now?
I think 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, so the season has been over for like 2 weeks, and there are lots of transfer. So many things are going on. We had to give our take on some of the competitions that was passed. We can talk of the three European finals. We talk of the Champions League, the Europa League, and then the Conference League, and discuss some other things. So, Devla, what's your take on the season? How the season ended across all the leagues. We know the leagues that we when we talk about the leagues, we are talking about the top leagues.
The top
In
leagues.
the
Yeah.
world. Yeah, those that we can actually talk about. So, what's your take on the end of season? Performances, the good, the bad, um, the surprises. Generally, what can you tell us?
Um, Generally, I think the league seasons, most of the uh, league winners were decided before the last match day. I think, with the exception of the Italian league. If you are looking at the top five leagues, England was decided before the final day. Germany was decided before the final day. I think France was decided before the final day. Uh, which one again? England, Germany, France. I think Portugal was decided before the final day. And it was only the Italian league that went to the final day, and it was very interesting. But kudos to Napoli. They didn't bottle it. They were able to step up and take advantage and win the league. And that's Conte's specialty. You want to win the league, you bring in
Then
Conte to
even
win as well.
with respect to that aspect of the conversation, do you think um I mean Inter Milan were quite taken aback, or they were distracted by their Champions League involvement? Had it not been their Champions League involvement, and they had only stuck, they were only involved in playing the league, do you think they would have matched up to clinch the title?
Yeah, I think so. And if you look at Inter Milan, I think this season, the past season, I think they were able to get to the final of every competition they went to. It's
Oh,
just unfortunate for with the exception of the Coppa Italia, they got to the final of every competition they went to. So I think,
so we can say
um,
they equally had an exceptional season. Their season
yeah,
wasn't that bad.
yes, but just it's just unfortunate they couldn't win any trophies. But they
Mm,
had a good season. I, Personally, I think your assertion is right. If there wasn't any distractions or
sure.
of that
Yeah.
sort, I think they would have won the league. I think so because Napoli didn't have anything to worry about. They had just the league and the cup, and they were knocked
To
out
play
of the cup early. So they had just the league to
all the
concentrate on
attention. They
before
had
the
much time. Much time. That was the only competition they were supposed to play. So They had
Yeah,
more time to.
so I think that worked in their favor too.
Sure. As you said earlier, I mean, most of the competitions, most of the, I mean, the leagues across all these countries that you made mention, most of them were decided before even the season ended.
Yeah,
Talk of the English Premier League as well. Now, the focus wasn't about who will win the title, but the focus was about the Champions League
the
spots.
top
Any
four. Yeah,
surprises? I mean, you made mention, so, and I
yeah,
think you stuck to your grounds with respect to Nottingham Forest that you don't
Nottingham
think they'll be
Forest.
able to map up a challenge, and then you made mention of City, and then I think you
Chelsea.
made
I
mention of
said
Chelsea
Chelsea. Yeah,
as well. So the top four,
yeah,
you were like Liverpool, Arsenal, City,
and
Chelsea. So
Chelsea.
I
Yeah,
think you had it correct.
yes.
What went into this kind of um predictions or this kind of bold, because it's very tricky. Anything can happen when it comes to such cases.
If you look at how the season goes usually, even though City were not having the best of seasons this season, if you look at the trend, if you look at history, if you look at how they play, you can see that Man City, they know how to finish the season very well. So that was what went into my thinking when I predicted that they will make the top four. Even though they were struggling, you can always bet on Pep to finish the league very strongly, finish it well. So that was what really went into my thinking for
And what
putting.
about Chelsea? Because I had
Yeah, yeah.
doubts about Chelsea making
Chelsea,
it.
Chelsea.
What about Chelsea?
What made me think Chelsea would qualify for the Champions League or make the top four was their performances in the first half of the season. I know when it got to a point, most Chelsea fans were doubting, like they were not satisfied with how the team was playing. But
Sure.
for me, I thought I thought they were doing well, and they just needed um, one or two things to go their way. Because if you look at the players Chelsea have, if they decide to step up their game, for me, I don't think most of the teams in the Premier League could match up to them. And getting to the end of the season, you could see against Nottingham Forest, you could see their quality shining against Newcastle, even against Newcastle. The match, for me personally, the match that made
Yeah.
me,
I
um,
told you that game was one of their best games, of the season. Though they
yeah,
lost, but
yeah, though they
it
lost,
was
when
really
they went
impressive.
down to
Yeah.
10 men, the way they were with
Yeah.
10 men, way they were able to mount pressure on Newcastle, like match them. I think that match, to be honest, Chelsea deserved to at least get a draw. So if you look at
All right.
all these
So yeah.
things, yeah, those were
Yeah.
the thinkings, the thoughts behind
All
picking
right.
those
So
teams.
viewers, this we are just doing a wrap up of the end of season. We are just wrapping up some of the interesting aspects of the season across all the leagues. And come to think of it, how sure were you that Newcastle could, sneak into this Champions League spot? Because looking at the gap between Newcastle and then that of Aston Villa, it was just goal difference.
Yeah.
Or
Uh,
you thought Aston Villa were unlucky?
I think they were unlucky. I think they were unlucky, honestly. But me personally, I prefer Newcastle to be in the Champions League to Aston Villa. So I was happy when Newcastle eventually managed to get the last Champions League spot. But I think Aston Villa were unlucky because their last game, even though me, I don't think that ball that they scored. I think the keeper had his hands on it. To be honest,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
if you look at, they were just unlucky. The back pass that they gave that resulted in the red card. It was from there that like everything went, because I think Newcastle also lost the last game. So Aston Villa just needed a draw. They needed just a draw to make the Champions League. So it's tough luck for them. But I think with the Europa League, Aston Villa going to the Europa League, I think they stand a good chance of winning the Europa League. So they could look at the Europa League as a way of getting back into the Champions League
to
this
the
season.
champions. All right. So just a quick one. Who had a better season among the top five clubs?
Better season, I think.
As in with respect to, all round season performances,
No, I think
the
this
league,
season
the Champions League, the FA Cup, Carling Cup, whatever trophy that was
uh,
available to.
clearly, Liverpool were the best. You see, if you want to
Okay,
judge a team by performances, usually you have to use the league because in cup
sure.
competitions, a lot of things can happen. Maybe it's just one game. Maybe in a game you get a red card or you not perform to the maximum level you were able to. You are like normally you perform to and you lose and all that stuff. So I think the league is the best indicator of the best team in the league, and clearly Liverpool were the best team in the league. So I think they had
So they had a better season.
the better season among all the top.
Had Arsenal won the Champions League, Liverpool would still be the team to had a better season.
Definitely, definitely.
All right.
I
Okay.
don't think winning the Champions League changes anything. Maybe it would have for us now. It would have because they've never won the Champions League. So maybe we could
All
have
right.
gone into making them think they had the better season. But I still think
All right.
the league determines the best team in the country.
Sure. Sure. And any surprises? Any surprises from any player performances? Promising? Anyone you thought could not perform to the standards that you think the ability that they have? Anyone that you had much expectation that they fell below the expectation? Anyone who put, surprises? You could mention, a pool of
Yeah,
players who were able to step up to the game. Some step down their game, the quality amongst all of these players in the league.
well, the league, the Premier League, the player I was most impressed by this season was Mbuemo. Mbuemo really had a good season for the likes of Isaac and Salah, Haaland, and all those people. You expect the output. Even with Haaland, I think this season his output went down, but I think it's due to the overall performance of the team. But if I'm looking at the most improved player in the Premier League this season now, I think it's in Buemo. Mamouche was also doing very well in the Bundesliga.
Bundesliga.
Yeah, and he got his big move to Man City. I think when he came to Man City, he did well, but I expected more. But I think it's because he joined mid-season. He had to adjust to a lot of things and all that. So I'm expecting bigger things from him next season and
All right.
from Man
So
City as
away
well.
from the yeah, away from the Premier League. You made mention that this particular guy would score lots of goals, and he's going to be the face of Madrid, and he did. But you think he's on a right trajectory? To winning that individual prestigious prize that every player dreams of, Mbappe.
Um, I don't think he will win it this season because Madrid
No, no,
didn't
not this
have.
season per se. You think he's on the right track
Oh,
because
definitely,
winning the
definitely,
gold,
definitely.
winning the European, I mean,
Definitely.
boots
I
and
think
all
he
this.
will, eventually Madrid will have a season where he cannot be ignored. Because if Madrid is going to have a good season, it means he will be amongst the top performers and definitely is going to win the Ballon d'Or soon.
So you still want to stand on the grounds that he's going to win that trophy at the expense of Vinicius Junior. There is no way Vinicius is going
No,
to.
no. I
I
think
mean,
he's the
be in that
this
conversation.
season. This season he's been Madrid's best player, no doubt. Vinicius has been really bad this season. If you are being honest, he's been really bad this season. I told you already. They signed Mbappe to be the face of Madrid, not Vinicius, not Bellingham, not anybody. Mbappe is the face of Madrid now, and you cannot take that away from him. And he has performed this season. He won the Golden Boot, his first season in Spain, winning the Golden Boot. So you can
And
always
winning
tell
the
that
European boot as well.
they are European Golden Boot as well. So you can tell that from next season things are going to pick up from there.
All right. So away from the league, now let's move to the. I mean, these final competitions.